Leo, welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be an Astroflower reading from the 18th through to the 25th. Glad for you to join us here at this family, the Astroflower. If you don't know anything about the Astroflower, please do go and have a look up in the description below, and you'll be able to see lots of links where you can join us on Instagram and stuff like that. You'll also be able to see your flowers, you'll be able to see the elements that are running through you, and see how your flower is actually composed. So looks like an interesting thing. This is your relationship side of life. This is relationships with regards to couples, family, friends, that sort of thing. You also have on this side is your material side of life. This is to do with your jobs, your businesses, your projects, and etc. This is how this is what's going on inside you and in your inner being, and this is basically how you encourage it within the world around you. This is how the universe influences your karmic paths, and these are the karmic messages for this week. And these are how the guides try and influence you on the karmic path and within that conversation. So on the spiritual sort of side of life, or in your relationship side, there's something coming to an end by the looks of it, and you need to finish it. It's something that may cause you a little bit of angst, a little bit of pain, but do it with your heart, because that's what the universe is trying to encourage you to do. So actually, as you go through this process of moving away from one thing that could well be painful, you will have that heart sort of coming in from the universe, which will help you to sort of see clearly emotionally in that situation. That sometimes you can be in love with someone and or love with a group of people. That could be family and friends and stuff like that. But you may just sort of say, I need to do different things at the moment, and it's not the right timing for me. And maybe that's the case here, because on these two cards here, which is where your guides are influencing this karmic path, there's one set of guides that are sort of saying, be prudent about how you sort of put yourself out there. And the other one is also sort of saying, nurture what you've got, and nurture those future plans going forward. So there is a bit of a transition this week, different to what it was last week, because last week it was more sort of a case of getting involved with people that you haven't seen for a long time and stuff like that, and actually getting out there and being part of the group, and getting lots of sort of recognition of that sort of group inputs that you've been doing. But this week here, it's sort of saying, okay, now you've done that, cool, let's just see where everybody lays. And it may be a case of sort of saying someone you've met that you haven't seen in a long time, you may sort of say, I realise why I haven't seen him in a long time. Maybe it's not good for me to be around that person, or it's not, it doesn't help them or myself in the situation. Just see them socially occasionally when you happen to be in the same place at the same time. But yes, whatever it is, just make sure you'll be a little bit mindful about your heart in a way, in an emotional sort of sense, because you're going through a situation, which is this Four of Wands was all about. You're going through a situation where you're moving from one state to another. It should be a celebration. It should be a really good moment. And I think this is possibly more on your material side than anything else, but you're also moving into your autumn period in this coming month, and that's going to slow things down a little bit. So this could also represent the idea of going from last year into the following year, which is from your birthday. So you might feel like that a little bit on the surface at the moment. Let's want to have a look what's doing on the material side of your life. Okay, so you've got the universe trying to encourage you to learn about long cycles within you, but you also have on your karmic path the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about sort of knowing what you know, being the master of what you know. And if you apply your understanding and your knowledge and your business sense, or your professionalism within your work that you actually do, it's going to maybe open up doors to make you, doors to a new job, or an expansion of your business. So you're going to have to learn to do other, do things within that business or that job in a different way in order for it to make it work physically. This is really good at the base of this, because you've got Pentacles at the base of this material side of life, and it seems to be almost like you've passed an exam in a way. This is what it seems to be like, and it's like a little bit like graduation day. That's the sort of feeling I get from that karmic path, to sort of say, I do understand, I can do this, I have this under control, which is really good. The universe, the guides on this sort of front is sort of saying to you, don't. It's now the time to grow up. Don't sell yourself short, or get miss opportunities because you're selling yourself short. So I think it's more of a case on the Four of Cups here, is realizing that actually if you just if she just turns around, she'll be able to see that full cup that's just behind her, rather than sort of complaining about the past, as it were. Time to move on to the future. And in that future, you have got it, Leo, by the looks of things. And it should be very abundant. And there's success coming in for you if it's not already there. If it is already there, what the other side is that this Seven of Wands is actually being held up by the Six of Wands, which is all to do with recognition within the your peers, or your community, or your job, or your business. But there's also one wand that's trying to break that bubble of security that you've built up around you, which is a good thing to do, to build up that sort of self-assurance. But just don't get triggered by the backbiters. That's what this is all about. It's sort of saying to you here, these two cards here is sort of saying, yeah, there's people who are not going to enjoy you having success. That's their problem. And if you do sort of get involved in it, if you get triggered by it, it's going to put you in a situation where you may find yourself in a tit for tat. So try not to get triggered by it. If you find yourself in a tit for tat sort of situation within your material world, maybe it's a case of that's what you've got to walk away from. And it might be someone that might be on that sort of side. It might be someone who you're emotionally attached with, because it's that Four of Cups, that you need to walk away from within that business or within your job, and etc. So it might be someone you have to let go of the business, sort of say, I'm sorry, your time is finished at the business. Or it might be a case that within your job, it's a case of you getting a promotion and you're going to have to leave someone behind in another team as you go through your career. And it may cause you a bit of sort of sadness and stuff like that. But within you, and this is the most important card on the deck, I think, at the moment, is that fact that you are starting a new journey. You're going somewhere forward where you have everything that the world can give you. It's saying goodbye to that Ten of Swords. It's saying goodbye to things that causes you pain and moving on into a new cycle that is made up of abundance. So this is what maybe this Four of Wands is all about, moving into that abundance. Okay, so Leo, absolutely love to have you here on the Astroflower family. Absolutely brilliant. If you're not part of the family, you know what to do. Just go down there and subscribe. Join us. It's great fun. It's not going to cost you a bean. You can even get some free stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. But it's just great to absolutely have you here. In the meantime, Leo, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.